Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Royal Oak woman is behind bars tonight, charged with killing her own daughter. 45-year-old Jennifer Cataldo faces life in prison for the murder of 66-year-old Leslie Cataldo. Police say the elder woman called for help Wednesday night, telling officers her daughter was having a mental health emergency. When officers got there at the Crooks Road apartment, they found the mother unresponsive with a severe neck wound. She died yesterday at the hospital. Her daughter was arrested at the scene. She remains in custody without bond.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jill Bankey. I'll be conducting the swear to, and if the complaint and warrant are signed, then I will also be conducting the arraignment on case number 2500974, which is captioned "The People of the State of Michigan versus Jennifer Suzanne Cataldo." Let the record reflect that present for the swear to is a representative from the city of Royal Oak and assigned counsel and the defendant, Ms. Cataldo. We'll begin with the swear to. Your appearances, please.
Good afternoon, I should say, Your Honor. Detective Nelson, on behalf of the City of Royal Oak Police Department.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Counsel.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Cecilia Carandongo up here on behalf of Ms. Cataldo for arraignment purposes after the swear to, Your Honor.
Okay, and ma'am, can you state your name? Ms. Cataldo, could you state your name, please? Okay, thank you. We'll begin with the swear to. The court has before it a proposed felony complaint / general information wherein it is alleged that on June 4, 2025, in the city of Royal Oak, that the defendant, Jennifer Suzanne Cataldo, did, contrary to law count 1, kill and murder Leslie Ann Cataldo deliberately with the intent to kill and with premeditation, contrary to MCL 750.316. This is being charged as a felony, punishable up to life. Punishable as life without parole. This is commonly known as homicide, first-degree murder, premeditated. There's notice on the complaint that this incident resulted in death. The complaint is signed by the assistant prosecuting attorney and contains the signature of the complaining witness. Will the complaining witness please raise your right hand? Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give and will give in support of the felony complaint and warrant is true?
I do.
Thank you, sir. I will take your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Nelson, again, this is in regards to Royal Oak complaint number 2518003. On June 4th of this year, Leslie Cataldo called the Royal Oak Police Department and requested assistance from our officers in committing her daughter to the hospital. Leslie said that her daughter, Jennifer Cataldo, was mentally ill, experiencing a breakdown, and needed to be hospitalized. She agreed to meet our officers inside of Jennifer's apartment, which is at 3631 Crooks Road, apartment 7 in the city of Royal Oak. Our officers knocked on the door and Jennifer cracked the door open to speak with them. She was out of breath. They saw blood on her hand. They questioned her and asked to speak with Leslie, who she was informed by Jennifer was inside. Jennifer refused to let our officers inside and said her mom didn't want to speak with us and they were having a session, was the quote. They asked again to speak with Leslie, and she, after some back and forth, continued to refuse to let our officers inside. Eventually, she admitted that Leslie was inside, deceased. Our officers forced entry, and they observed Leslie critically wounded and unresponsive on the living room floor. Leslie was not breathing and had a large laceration to her neck that went through her windpipe.
One second.
Leslie, yep,
1 second. Okay. So officers saw Leslie was critically wounded and then what?
they
Right,
did. After
a little
learning
bit
that,
slower.
I'm sorry, after being told that she was deceased by Jennifer inside, they forced entry. They saw her immediately behind Jennifer on the living room floor. She was critically wounded. She was not breathing. She was blue. She had a large laceration on her neck. They called for medical aid and took Jennifer into custody. While taking Jennifer into custody, Jennifer made excited utterances about Leslie being strangled. And then they escorted Jennifer out to a waiting police car. While doing so, Jennifer yelled and taunted some family members, almost gloating about the fact that Leslie was dead inside. We processed the crime scene and located a bloody knife in the kitchen sink that we believe Jennifer used to cut through Leslie's neck. Leslie was transported to the emergency room in Royal Oak and later died from her injuries. Her autopsy was this morning at the Oakland County Medical Examiner's Office. It was determined the manner of death was homicide and the cause of death was strangulation with a contributing cause of incised wound to the neck. That's your honor, you have the warrant before you.
Okay, sir, is there any other evidence that there was anyone else in Miss Cataldo's apartment other than the person you've identified as the decedent Leslie and the defendant?
No, there was nobody else inside the apartment. Our call to dispatch from Leslie, our officers were dispatched right away and got right out there. Jennifer did admit to the officers that she was having an argument with Leslie inside. They were handling an argument. And again, I will note that after she refused our officers entry, delaying medical aid to Leslie, and that upon being escorted out to the car was screaming profanities, degrading Leslie and taunting family members, almost gloating in her death.
Okay. Is there any other testimony in support of the complaint?
That'll conclude my swear to.
Okay, the court has heard the sworn testimony of the complaining witness. The court finds that there exists probable cause for the issuance of the felony complaint and warrant. The court finds that the charges are not frivolous and or capricious. As such, the court is going to issue the complaint and warrant. At this point in the proceedings, we're going to move to the arraignment. Sir, are you going to stay and speak on bond and bond conditions?
Yeah.
Okay, counsel, may I please put you in a breakout room so that you may confer with Ms. Cataldo?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, so I muted her because to protect her interests and constitutional rights. I'm going to move the jail into room 1, please. Counsel, I'm going to move you into room 1, please. Let me, will the court officer assisting Ms. Cataldo please unmute? Okay, so we're going to move to the arraignment now, still staying on the same case. Counsel, your appearances for purpose of the arraignment.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Cecilia Carandango, appear on behalf of with Ms. Cataldo for arraignment purposes only, Your Honor. We're agreeing to Zoom. And I would waive reading of the charge, stand her mute, ask the enter not guilty plea on her behalf. She was advised of the nature of the offense as well as its mandatory penalty.
Okay, and appearance, detective, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Nelson on behalf of the City of Royal Oak Police Department.
Okay, so now that we're on the second phase, we're conducting the arraignment. Just to recap what counsel said, you consent to Zoom, we waive the formal reading, defendant stands mute, a not guilty plea shall enter on her behalf. And counsel, did you say assigned counsel is requested?
Yes, Your Honor, it's my understanding that her only income is Social Security.
Okay, that request for assigned counsel is granted. Counsel shall be assigned for this defendant. We're going to move on to bond and bond conditions. I will first hear from the detective.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would suggest that there is a no bond issued in this, and if there is a bond issued, it's cash bond with probably at least 6 or 7 zeros after it. Got a fairly lengthy history with this defendant of concerning contacts. This case involves the brutal murder of her mother Her behavior with officers would indicate to me that she is deranged and homicidal and poses a great risk to the public.
Okay. And your response, counsel, on behalf of the defendants.
Your Honor, I don't know if there's a criminal history for Ms. Cataldo. She's telling me not. I don't know if the history that the detective is referring to is of hospitalization. Ms. Cataldo did indicate to me that she's been hospitalized in the past. It does appear from the description provided during the swear-to by Detective Nelson that Ms. Cataldo may have had a mental health episode and that, in fact, she needs to be hospitalized as opposed to be sitting at the Oakland County Jail. I understand that it is a first-degree homicide charge and that the court can deny the bond. I am, however, asking for a reasonable bond with the condition that she be referred to inpatient hospitalization for treatment, Your Honor.
I don't need bond.
Okay.
I don't want to go to the hospital. There's no point.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you, ma'am, just to protect your rights, okay? Okay, the court having heard the sworn testimony of the complaining witness and the detective, the court having reviewed the Michigan State Constitution, Article 1, Section 15, the statute, and MCR 6.106B1, the court is going to deny pretrial release for this defendant. Bond is denied. First, the defendant is being charged with murder pursuant to the Constitution, Article 1, Section 15, subsection B. And based upon the sworn testimony of the complaining witness, there is proof of defendant's guilt. The proof of defendant's guilt is evidence, or there is a presumption. The presumption of guilt is great. Therefore, based upon the charge of murder, homicide, and the sworn testimony of the detective during the swear-to, bond is denied and there shall be no pretrial release. The court will set a probable cause conference that is normally set no less than 7 days, no more than 14 days. I believe that in the probable cause, I don't schedule them, but based upon my conversations with the scheduling clerk, the probable cause conference is tentatively scheduled for Friday, June 13th. Defendant will be in custody, so arrangements will be made to that end. The defendant will have counsel assigned to her for the probable cause. And we will set this matter for a preliminary exam. Is there anything further requested or required of the court on Ms. Cataldo's case, first from the city?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Counsel, anything further requested or required on this case?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Cataldo, this concludes the swear-to and your arraignment, and I'm going to end the Zoom, and everyone may leave the Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.